Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the mountains, there lived a girl named Tate. She was born into a family of farmers and had 6 siblings. Tate was the youngest of them all. Tate's family had a hard life. They worked tirelessly in the fields, from dawn till dusk, to make ends meet. Every day was a struggle, and every day brought new challenges. Despite their hardships, Tate's parents never lost hope. They worked hard to provide for their children and make sure they had a better life than they did. But despite their parents' efforts, life was tough for Tate and her siblings. They often went to bed hungry, and there were days when they didn't have enough clothes to wear. However, Tate's eldest brother, Michael, always had a way of making things better. Michael was the backbone of the family. He was the firstborn, and he had taken on the responsibility of looking after his younger siblings. He was kind, loving, and always willing to lend a helping hand. He had a heart of gold and a spirit that could not be broken. Despite their financial struggles, Michael made sure that Tate and her siblings never went without food. He would often go without his own meals to ensure that his younger siblings had enough to eat. He would also mend their clothes and shoes when they got worn out, and he would always make sure they had a warm blanket to snuggle under on cold nights. As Tate grew older, she began to realize just how much Michael had sacrificed for her and her siblings. She saw how hard he worked to provide for them, and she saw how much he cared for them. She knew that he had given up his own dreams and aspirations to take care of his family. Tate often wondered what her life would have been like if Michael had not been there for her. She knew that without him, she would not have had enough to eat, and she would not have had a warm bed to sleep in at night. She also knew that without him, her siblings would not have been able to go to school. One day, Tate's father fell ill. He had been working in the fields, and the hot sun had taken a toll on his body. He was unable to work, and the family was left without an income. It was a difficult time for everyone, but Michael took charge. He went to the nearby town and looked for work. He found a job at a construction site, and he worked tirelessly from morning till night. He would come home exhausted, but he never complained. Instead, he would spend time with his younger siblings, playing games and telling them stories. As the weeks passed, Tate's father's health improved, and he was able to return to work. The family's financial situation slowly started to improve, and life became a little easier. But despite the improvements, Tate never forgot the sacrifices that Michael had made for her and her family. Years went by, and Tate grew up. She went to school and graduated with honors. She got a job and started to make a life for herself. But no matter how much she achieved, she always remembered her brother Michael. One day, Tate decided to visit Michael. She wanted to thank him for all that he had done for her and her family. When she arrived at his house, she found him sitting in his garden, watching the sunset. "Thank you," Tate said, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for everything you've done for us. I don't know where we would be without you." Michael smiled at her. "You don't need to thank me," he said. "I did what any brother would do for his family. I love you all, and I always will." Tate hugged her brother.